Alright, here's the bike. It's an Apollo 250cc. It is a Chinese manufacturer. The bike does look good. Right now, all of the plastics are off. I have the fuel tank and stuff off. And the reason for that is I wanted to take out the carburetor and clean it, and that is where I ran into the first problem on this bike. Is the carburetor has no external adjustments other than the idle air screw. Also, the heads of the bolts attaching the carburetor attaching the bolt to the carburetor were actually shaved off at the factory. And also, there was a rivet holding the top cap on. So I had to drill that rivet out without drilling through the carb body. I had to cut slots in the bolts on the bottom so I could unscrew them with a flat tip screwdriver. I used a Dremel on the bowl bolts and just a regular drill bit on the rivet that's on the top cap. So got that apart, cleaned everything up, and looking around at the carburetor, realized that there's no external adjustment, so you can't adjust fuel rates or anything like that. So I went ahead and I ordered a Mikuni carburetor off of eBay. It looks like it's a clone. They're pretty cheap, $40 shipped, and that should be here in a couple of days. But put the bike back together a little bit and fired it up with the cleaned carburetor, and it sounded okay. But I like to be able to adjust my stuff, so that's why I'm doing that. Also, you'll notice that the frame is very robust, nice big steel frame. This does make the bike heavy. One of the things that I do like is there are cable routing tabs all over the bike, so you keep stuff away from hot points and moving points as you go through. Again, I'm going through and just doing this because I like to tinker with things. The airbox, I do plan on trying to figure out a way to get a pod filter into the airbox. The stock filter setup is dual foam plastic filters. So you've got a fine foam filter and a coarse foam filter. Those slide in there. Of course, if you're going to use these, I recommend that you get some filter oil, some K&N spray-on filter oil, to at least do the first stage filter. And the reason for that is that filter oil helps trap dust, which might get through these filter screens. So that is a worthy thing to do. Also, if you get this bike new, first thing that you should do is replace the spark plug with an NGK spark plug. Okay, so right now I don't have the number off that NGK, but you can look it up fairly easily. The plugs that I have had in all of the other Chinese engines, they are intermittent at best and so forth. Also, one of the other things that I picked up at my local bike shop is a track pack bolt kit, and it was about $15, and it has it has a lot of the common size bolts in here. Now, another good thing about this bike is it does have VIN numbers, VIN plates, and data plates on it. So there is a VIN number stamped in the head right over here. And you probably can't see it very well, but it's stamped in the head right there. There's a data plate on each side telling about the bike. So my ultimate plans with this one is to put an enduro kit on it and see if I can register it. I should be able to. I've got a guy at the local motorcycle scooter store down the street that titles the enduros all the time, so he thinks that we can get it done as long as we have those safety features as far as lights and make this thing street legal. tires on it, again, I don't know how much use was done on this bike before I got it. It's from actually the second owner, so I'm the third owner. The tires, really beefy tread on them, really nice dirt tread. Of course, those are going to be replaced for dual sport tires at some point. Now, the funny part of this is any time you talk to anybody at a real motorcycle shop or a power sports shop, they're going, if you say something about a China bike, they're going to roll their eyes and so forth. The funny thing is I've got one a block away from my house, and I'm able to ride it up there because I don't go out on the highway. But so I rode it up there the other day, and one of the guys was looking at it and said, "Hey man, that's a really good looking bike. I like that. I like that motocross style or a supermoto style bike. And what is it?" And I said, "It's an Apollo." He says, "An Apollo? I haven't ever heard of those before." I said, "Well, you know, it's a Chinese manufacturer." And he went, "Oh, you know." So don't worry about it. These guys don't know what they're talking about. Again, there's some little things that you have to do with the bike to make it perform real well. But overall, it's a good, solid bike, and it fires right up. And there's nothing wrong with it. So I will show you another video here in a few days. I'll have that carburetor. We'll show you removing the old carburetor. I'll show you where I had to cut the slots and all of that stuff, and installing the new carburetor and putting it back together. And then we've got in Trophy Club, which is on the north side of Arlington, there's a place up there in the park that has like 7.5 miles worth of trails. So we'll get some action camera footage of that riding and go from there. So that's where we are right now. Just wanted to show you and share with you, and this will be posted on YouTube as well as ChinaRiders.com. So talk to you later. Bye.